Out. Wow. That is a giant bird. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. Today, I want to get into a pair of kicks that really caught my attention. This is an Air Max 95, and it's actually a Nike SB. These are set to drop this Friday, which should be the day that this video is going live, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Eric Koston Nike SB Air Max 95s. It is wonderful to be back here with y'all again. Like I said, this video should be going live on the day that these are released on the sneakers app. We've already seen these release at skate shops, both online and in store. And from what I've heard, it sounds like they're still sitting at a lot of skate shops as well. So if you missed out on these online, or you went for them on the sneakers app and you didn't get them, check your local skate shops, because it sounds like there were a lot of pair of these, and I think that's a great thing. I hope everybody that wants a pair is able to get them. I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with Air Max 95s, and I love the look of them, I love the style of them, but I just have a hard time finding a pair that feel right on my feet. And I had really high hopes for the first pair of SB Air Max 95s. They were called the Cactus Flower. They had a gum outsole and then some pink on the upper of the shoe, and I love the style of them. But even those, I went true to size on that pair, and they just weren't comfortable on my feet. Like around the collar area, they kind of dug into my ankle, and I just didn't like the way they felt on the fat part of my feet. Stick around till the end, because I am going to throw these on feet, show you how they look, and talk about how I feel like they fit. But I should add in the caveat, everybody's feet are shaped different, and I've had some people tell me that they think Air Max 95s are really comfortable, not just the SBs, but just standard Air Max 95s, and they have never been comfortable on my feet. But anyhow, I've got high hopes for this pair. Stick around till the end, I'll throw them on. As far as the packaging goes, it's just standard purple box Nike SB GR. We've all seen it a million times before. The tag reads SB Air Max 95. The colors are Obsidian and Speed Yellow. Like I said, I went up a half size on this pair, and I got myself a size 10.5. I think the retail price for these was $195 US, so all in with tax and everything, I was just over 200. It is a little bit high, but I can appreciate that they made a lot of modifications to this shoe to make it more skateboard friendly and hopefully just more friendly to my feet. So I think that's a decent price for it. But enough of my yapping and all that box talk.
Go Mountaineers!
I've heard a ton of people saying that they were grabbing these because it looked like a Michigan colorway, but whenever I first saw these, the first thing that popped into my head is that this would match WVU gear. Like, this looks like a Mountaineer colorway, and the fact that they threw in the white laces, I feel like you could match these with the home jerseys or the away jerseys. Whenever I look at this, I don't see Michigan, I don't see Iowa, but I definitely see the WVU Mountaineers, so I'm definitely loving that. Along with that, I've just always liked the combination of navy and yellow, so I love this colorway. And I know a lot of people think that the Cactus Flower colorway is better than this, and of course it's just personal opinion, but personally I really prefer this colorway, and I think whenever you see these things in person, they are just absolutely beautiful. They really tweaked a lot of things about this shoe to make them more skater friendly, and they're actually just more friendly on my feet too. I did try these on, and I will admit, before I even throw them on at the end, this is the most comfortable pair of Air Max 95s I've ever had on feet. And I've owned pairs that I've worn for a while. It's not that I've never broken them in or anything, but this pair is way more comfortable than any other Air Max 95 I've ever owned. One of the updates that they've done to this shoe to make it more of an SB is that they double stitched all those overlays. So you can see how on all these overlapping overlays that go up the side of the shoe, typically that's just single stitching, but on these SBs they made it double stitch so that it'll hold up longer. And apparently even whenever they choose the materials that they use and that sort of thing, they look for materials that are going to hold up for a longer time. One thing that is different about this pair as well is there's some characters up here towards the front of the shoe. That is in Thai, I believe. I didn't look up what that means, so if somebody knows what that stands for there in the front, then let me know. But I thought that was a cool little touch. Another Eric Koston touch that we see on here is on the right tongue. It says Koston instead of Air Max. And then on the heel, we get Nike SB branding as well, instead of just standard Air Max branding. Another updated feature of this pair compared to standard Air Max 95s is this tread pattern. We can see that this is mostly herringbone. Actually, I think it's all herringbone. But on standard Air Max 95s, it's just like a waffle tread up here towards the front, and it's really chunky. It's kind of like an all-terrain tire or something. They got rid of that, and instead they gave us this herringbone traction on the whole shoe, and that allows your foot to sit much closer to the ground, and I think that gives you a lot better board feel and that sort of thing. But I just know overall these are way more comfortable than standard Air Max 95s, so I love the way it feels under feet. We can also see that we've got some Nike SB branding here towards the heel and the midfoot, and then I like this yellow color that we see in between the traction up under the forefoot as well. Then as we come up to the midsole area, it looks like that is like a navy color painted foam. I guess that's the obsidian color. But then no Air Max 95 would be complete without these giant air units. You can see them here underneath the forefoot, and we've got yellow inside of that air unit, which I think is a very nice touch. And then we've also got this massive air unit here underneath the heel. And again, we see a nice pop of yellow from within that. This material on the mudguard is in a navy color or else obsidian. And it feels like a very nice nubuck. It does look like it's turned over and then stitched so that it'll hold up longer. But it feels like a very premium material. I'm really surprised with the quality that we got on these. Then for the bottom two rows on the side panels, I believe that's a nubuck as well. And it goes from darker to lighter as it goes up. But this darkest color panel is a nubuck. Then we have a navy or an obsidian colored nubuck. Then just above that, we get some hits of a hairy suede, and that's in a navy color. And then it gradually goes to gray there at the top. But I love the way that looks. I like the difference in texture. I just think it makes the shoe look more interesting, and it gives the shoe more depth. As we get up to the top of the shoe, we can see that we've got some overlapping mesh. It looks like on the base, we've got a yellow colored mesh, but then just over top of that, we have a bright white mesh. And again, I just think it adds a lot of texture to the shoe. I love the mix of materials. I love the colors that they picked. It just looks really neat. But I think this mesh is going to be very breathable, very comfortable on feet. Then we see these black lace loops coming up from underneath of that white overlay. And these lace loops kind of remind me of like a Jordan 11 or something similar to that. We've got rope style laces. They're bright white, the pair that came inside of the shoe. But then we've got spare rope laces in a yellow and also in a navy blue color. And I think all three colors of laces have little speckles of reflective within them. We also get a nice reflective hit going up the center of the tongue. And we see more reflective accents on the heel of the shoe. I don't think I pointed it out, but I really like this swoosh that we have embroidered on in a yellow color. The top of the tongue is a neoprene material, and that is in an obsidian or a navy blue color. The left shoe has Air Max branding, and then the right shoe has Eric Koston branding. We have a nice padded collar, and that is in an obsidian or navy blue color as well. And then we have some neat graphics down on the insole. That's in a blue and yellow color too. It really highlights the air units that are underneath of that insole. That was a pretty quick look at these Eric Koston Air Max 95s in hand. I'm going to go inside and throw these on so you can see how good they look, and then we'll talk about the fit and that sort of thing. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got them on feet, and I absolutely love this pair. Not just the style, but like I said before, this is without a doubt the most comfortable Air Max 95 that I have ever had on my feet, especially considering the fact that they're fresh out of the box. I know that a lot of times there is a break-in period with certain silhouettes, but for this pair, they are just as cozy as can be straight out of the box. I really love the look of them, and this is finally an Air Max 95 that I think feels good on my weird shaped feet. Now, with all that being said, I would still tell people, if you can try on a pair of these, then that is what I'd recommend. So many people told me to go true to size for those cactus flower Air Max 95s, and I did, and they still just felt too tight on the fat part of my feet. But going up a half size in this pair just seems like it's perfect. I am really loving the colors on these, and I actually prefer the white laces in here. I've seen a lot of people saying that they were swapping them out for yellow or blue. Let me know what color laces you'd put in them. We'll hit you with that top-down POV like we always do. Alright, well, hopefully that was enough to give you a good look at these Eric Koston Air Max 95s. I love the way that they look on feet, but as important as that, I love the way that they feel on feet. This is a pair of Air Max 95s that I am definitely keeping in the collection, and they'll match all my West Virginia Mountaineers gear, so that's just an extra plus. Let me know what you think about this pair. Let me know if you've grabbed any other pairs lately. I appreciate you all watching tremendously, and I will catch you all on the next one. I'm out.